Namaste and welcome, friends. Thank you so much for joining me for this 30-minute Kundalini class. Most of you know me as a Vinyasa yoga teacher, so it might seem like a little bit of a different practice that we're doing together today. If you haven't practiced Kundalini before, you'll notice first off that I'm wearing all white. That's a really nice way to honor the lightness and the energies that are evoked and brought to the surface in Kundalini. And also, I wanted to let you know that the asanas that you hear about in Vinyasa yoga are called kriyas in Kundalini, right? So we're going to be practicing 4 of the foundational kriyas to help you to experience this new and beautiful form of yoga, right? So to begin, I want you to get comfortable in your body. Find a way to settle in that feels good. If full lotus, half lotus feels really restricting in your body, you can sit crisscross very loosely. You can find a way that your hips feel comfortable. But we would like an erect spine, so a nice tall spine, crown of the head lifting, tuning into the place that your body is touching down on the earth. So feel yourself grounded and tethered in this present moment. And we're going to begin with a tuning in. This is a practice that happens in the beginning of all yoga classes, and it allows us to turn toward the teachings that have been passed down for centuries. There is a traditional mantra that is used to tune in for Kundalini, and it's called the Adi mantra, or the first primal mantra. It's called Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And you might have heard this mantra in some of the songs that I've played in class before. It means that I bow to the creative wisdom. I bow to the divine teacher within, right? This mantra is generally chanted at the beginning of all the classes because it connects us to the golden chain of teachers and practitioners of Kundalini that came before us over the centuries. And it allows us to tap into their knowledge and their creative consciousness, if we so choose. And it also acknowledges that each individual contains naturally an inner teacher that is accessible through this mantra and through this practice, right? So to begin, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Let's take the arms up and over the head. Allow the fingertips to connect and then drop all that energy right here to the center of your being at your heart space. Exhale. You can keep your hands in prayer pose right here, an Anjali Mudra at your heart, or you can bring your hands down to your thighs as we chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And it's important to note that it's Ong, O-N-G. You might feel your tongue press behind your teeth when you say the word Ong. It's not Om Namo, it's Ong Namo. So here we go. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Let's do this 2 more times. Breathe in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Let's do 1 more round of that. Breathing in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Nice, thank you. And again, welcome to all of you for being here. So I want to share with you the words Sat Nam. They are going to be an important part of our first Kriya. It's called the Kirtan Kriya. Sat Nam, the truth is my name. The truth is my identity, right? So as we get nice and comfortable, again, straight spine, notice yourself resting here on this earth. Perhaps you're in a chair, that's absolutely fine too. Maybe you can feel the backs of the hands on the knees and your sits bones in your chair, your feet planted firmly on the ground. Let's inhale deeply and begin to chant the mantra Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Those are the seed syllables of Sat Nam. So inhale deeply. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Let's do that again. Breathing in. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. This means infinity, life, death, rebirth. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Again, infinity, life, death, and rebirth. So to move into this Kriya, on the syllable Sa, we're going to touch the index finger to the thumb. It's going to be Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. So index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, touching the thumbs as we move through the seed syllable right here. We're going to do it with both hands. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And the way we're going to do this is to chant the mantra aloud for 2 minutes, imagining that the sounds are coming through the crown of the head and exiting out the third eye space in an L shape kind of fashion here. So we're going to chant out loud for 2 minutes. I'm going to set a timer on my phone. And then we're going to have a whisper for 2 minutes. And then we're going to say the chant silently, internally. I might continue to chant out loud just to keep you tracking, but I want you to do this internally yourself for 4 minutes. And then we'll go back to saying it with a whisper for 2 minutes. And then we're going to say the chant again out loud. This whole meditation, this Kriya, will take 12 minutes total, right? So just try to drop in, right? When we're done, we'll take a nice deep breath. And we'll come back to center, right? And if you fall off course, just jump right back on when you can. And just follow along. I'll continue to cue the instructions as we go along, right? So let's get the timer set. Find yourself comfortable. All right. So we're going to begin for 2 minutes out loud. Whisper, silence. We do silence again for 2 minutes, whisper, and then out loud. The whole process is 12 minutes. And here we go. We're going to get started now. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 You can have your hands down on your thighs. Na, ma. Sa, ta, 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 na, ma. Closing the eyes if that feels good. Ma, sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Sa, ta na ma sa 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 ta na ma. Now silently to yourself. Sa ta na ma. Continuing for 4 minutes, and I'm minding the time. Just continuing at your own pace. Na ma. And just knowing that from an Eastern perspective, it's believed that the placement of the tongue on the roof of the mouth while making these sounds stimulates 84 acupuncture points on the upper palate. Sa, ta, na, ma. This causes a beneficial biochemical transformation in the brain. Western research has also revealed that utilizing the fingertip position in conjunction with the sound enhances blood flow to particular areas in the motor sensory part of the brain. Practicing this Kriya for just 12 minutes a day can improve cognition and activate parts of the brain that are central to memory. So keep going, you're doing great. Silently and internally, continuing to chant this beautiful mantra. I'm just letting you know that we have about 1.5 minutes left to go. Just 1 minute left. All right, 30 seconds. Satanama. All right, and then whisper again. Satanama, 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 Satanama. Satanama, 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 30 seconds. Nama, Satanama, 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 out loud. Satanama, 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 1 minute. Nama, Satanama, 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 30 seconds. Nama, Satanama, 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 Satanama. All right, put your hands down. Take a deep breath and reach your arms up and over your head. As you exhale, draw your hands to your chest in prayer position and affirm Sat Nam. And this mantra means truth is my identity. And when you meditate on it in the form of Satanama, you are meditating on your own highest self. Your brain can't help but be improved. All right. So shake it off. If you need to shift your position, please feel free to do so. You can extend your legs out long. You can point and flex your toes. You can roll through your ankles, whatever you need to do to get comfortable here. We're going to move on to our next Kriya. It's called the Sat Kriya. This is called the everything Kriya. It strengthens your nervous system. It strengthens the sexual system. It stimulates the natural flow of energy. It can help to release childhood trauma. It heals addictions as well. It's a really powerful Kriya. So this one exercise contains just about all of the benefits of Kundalini yoga within itself. That's why this one is so powerful and so important for us to practice. Sat Kriya is designed to do the one thing from which all well-being springs, which is to raise Kundalini energy, right? So for this position, for this Kriya, I want you to bring yourself to your knees. You can sit on your heels in rock pose, or you may find just easy pose, just sitting down right on your heels. We're going to stretch our arms up and over our head so that they're perfectly straight. We're not looking for any bend in the elbows. We're not here. We're up here. Your upper arms are hugging your ears. So we don't want the arms to fall or the elbows to bend. We're going to be stretching up. And if you feel yourself fading, keep recommitting to the exercise, right? We're stretching up from the armpits. Now we're going to be interlacing the fingers right here. The pointer finger is up. We're going to extend the pointer fingers upward, and we're going to close the eyes and roll them up to the brow point, the space between the brows, and inhale to begin, right? And we're going to be chanting Sat, and we're going to squeeze the belly in towards the spine. It's going to be like this. And the words are Sat Nam. So it's Sat to breathe in, Nam to exhale. So again, we're just chanting Sat Nam, arms up and over your head. And we're going to do this exercise for 1 full minute, right? Okay, so to begin, arms rise, interlace your fingers, pointer finger up, left thumb over right for girls, right thumb over left for boys, masculine and feminine energy, whichever energy you are identifying with right now, find your way. For me, female energy, I'm taking my left thumb over my right, arms up, right here. Let me set the timer. We're going to go for 1 full minute. Sat Nam, breathing in Sat, exhaling Nam. It's an in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath. It's not breath of fire, push, 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 push. It's in, out, okay? So we're going to be inhaling deeply, exhaling completely, in, out, in, out. All right, let me set this timer. We're going to go for 1 full minute. Arms up, let's go. Here we go. Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam. Inhale deeply. And with the breath held in, squeeze your root block. Draw the energy up your spine, up to the top of your head, and even to the tips of your fingers. Hold about 8 to 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. One more time, repeat, and inhale deeply, hold and squeeze, and then exhale. Let's do one more time. Inhale deeply, exhale completely, apply that root lock once again. Also maybe your neck lock if you can. Hold a few seconds, hold, and then release everything. Exhale, let go, let go, let go. Inhale, exhale. Really nice, you guys. You can come on down to your back for a moment. Just lie down in corpse pose. Think Shavasana. Arms at your sides, palms facing up. And deeply relax for 1 full minute. I'm going to set the timer and just come right into Shavasana. Breathe here. You can begin. Sat Kriya works primarily on the lower triangle, the second and the third chakras. The lower triangle corresponds to the earliest stages of our human development, with the first chakra especially relating to birth, infancy, and the issues of fundamental security and beingness and belonging. So Sat Kriya, in working on the lower triangle, has the power to excavate deeply entrenched wounds from our early life. And that's why it's often recommended for healing mental and psychological imbalances. I like to think that the Sat Kriya is probably the best way to heal the psychic residue of inadequate parenting and severe childhood wounds. And that was a quote from Dan Charnas. All right. Take some breaths here. Knowing that the squeezing and releasing in the belly creates a powerful pump for Kundalini energy. It also helps to heal and regenerate your cells and the organs within the energy that is released. This Kriya activates and clears the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus chakras. So thank you for joining me for that Kriya. All right. So you can come on back up to a seat and find your way to easy pose. So just sitting crisscross. You don't have to, again, go into full lotus. We are going to work on another Kriya. We're going to practice another Kriya called Ego Eradicator, right? So we're going to be sitting in easy pose, raising the arms up to about a 60-degree angle. So not here and not here, somewhere in between, right about here. We're going to be curling the fingertips so that they come to the pads of the palms right here, right there at the base of the fingers. Your thumbs are stretched back, pointing towards each other above your head. You're here. And your eyes are going to be closed, concentrating above the head. And we are going to practice breath of fire for 1 full minute. When we end, we're going to inhale deeply, bring the arms overhead with the thumbs touching. Exhale and relax the arms all the way down, right? So let's begin with a little visualization to further kind of deepen and enrichen this experience. So to begin, bring the thumbs together. I'll pop up here so you can see me better. Bring the thumbs together just below the belly button, with the fingers already pressing to the pads of the hand. So you got your fingers curled, and here your thumbs are together. You're just below the belly button, and the knuckles are pointing upwards. Imagine an infinite golden pool of light at the base of your torso. And as you inhale, draw the thumbs upward through the central column of your body, the Sushumna, bringing the golden light up and through the crown of the head, take it all the way up the central column. Then you extend the arms fully and you bring your inhale to its fullest capacity as you draw the belly button up and in. Exhale the arms to 60 degrees, visualizing an arc of rainbow light over the crown of your head. Now let's hold this rainbow visualization with your shoulders down and your palms active. And we're going to complete breath of fire for 1 full minute. The breath of spirit is with us. Now, if you start to feel like your arms are tired and you can't continue, just stay with it. Stay with it as long as you can. I'm going to set the timer for 1 full minute. You can bring your arms back down. We'll go right back up again to start. All right. Ego Eradicator, this one is called. All right, so let's go again. Hands down, thumbs pointing underneath of the belly button. Fingertips are curling towards the pads of your hand. You're here. Let me set the timer. We're going to draw up through the Sushumna, the central channel. We're going to bring the arms up and open to about a 60-degree angle right here. Now we're going to do breath of fire for 1 full minute. And here we go. "15 seconds. Bring those thumbs back together. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your hands just glide down to the earth. And relax the body. You place your hands on your thighs. You can keep them down by your sides. Again, the breath of spirit is with us. Let's take some nice, full, deep breaths in, breaths out. Over time, building up to maybe 3 full minutes of breath of fire. Breath of fire is a short, quick snap, breath, 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 breath. Different than the sat nam breath that we did before. Another breath in and another breath out. All right, really nice. So now you can, again, lie down on your back. We're going to do something called stretch pose. We're going to have our arms down by our sides. We're going to raise the head up just a little, and the legs are going to be lifted up about 6 inches with the palms facing each other slightly over the hips to build energy right here across the navel point. We're going to point the toes and keep the eyes focused on the tips of the toes. And again, we're going to do breath of fire. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out just for 1 full minute. And I will show you how this works. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me tilt my camera down so you can see me a little bit better. Hopefully you can see me down here. So again, we're here. We're going to lift the legs up. We're going to come in to curl in and out. We're going to do breath of fire here. That breath of fire that we were talking about right here. So I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute. Again, keeping your eyes focused on the tips of the toes. And we're going to do breath of fire, just in and out, right? Okay. So let's reset and start the timer. When you're ready, here we go. Just roll yourself back up to a seat. We're going to move into our next Kriya, where we work on nose to knees for 1 full minute. We're going to bring the knees to the chest with the arms wrapped around the knees. And we're going to tuck the nose between the knees. And we're going to rock forward and back for 1 full minute, right? Nose to knees. So let me set the timer here. All right, when you're ready, we're going to rock forward and back. Begin. Last time. And bring yourself right back up to a seat. All right, we have one final Kriya inside of this Kundalini Kriya for waking up. This is called Ego Eradicator once again. This time we're going to bring the hands down to the earth. Bring the fingers towards the pads of the hands, just as we did earlier. And your thumbs are down on the earth. And then they're up and down and up and down. We're going to raise the arms to a 60-degree angle and then plug the thumbs up into the sky with eyes closed. Concentrate above the head. Breath of fire. We're up and down and up and down. And when we end, we're going to inhale, touch the thumbs together, and let the hands just gracefully land on the earth right here. Okay, so let's begin. Setting my timer once again, 1 full minute. Let's begin. Inhale at the top, touch the thumbs together overhead. Exhale, apply the Mula Bandha lock at the very bottom. Inhale and relax all the way down. Take a deep breath in, slowly exhaling here. Just allow the Kriyas to land. Allow yourself to integrate just for a moment. We're going to conclude our class with our final Kriya, just with some gentle twists. We're going to bring the hands up to the shoulders, right here. You can sit in easy pose, crisscross, whatever you like. We're going to inhale to the left And exhale to the right. Left and right, left and right. So this is the practice here. When you get ready, come into the center. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. We're just going to be here for about 30 more seconds. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Ten more seconds. Inhaling left, exhaling right. All right, and then you can bring your hands back down to your lap right here. Nice full breath in. Exhale out. All right, so let's conclude our class. Inhaling, reaching up to the stars and the cosmos above you. Pulling that light down right past all the chakras, all the way down through the central channel. Let's land right at the heart center right here. We're going to conclude our class once again with Sat Nam. I am truth. Breathe in, Sat. Exhale, Nam. All right, thank you all so very much for joining me for this practice, for trying something new, for practicing alongside generations and generations of teachers who have come before us. We are all here together in spirit. Blessings to all of you. Thank you again for your patience, your presence, and your practice. Namaste.